I mourn what I used to have all the time because now I don't work, so I feel some days like there's no reason. You know, when you're working, you feel valuable, you feel like you're bringing something to the table. And then when your illness progresses and you don't have the same capabilities, it makes you feel worthless sometimes.
Yes. You have to find a purpose.
Yeah.
It's not, it is.
Like you were
my children are my purpose.
Right. And then, but you were saying about the children thing, like, but you're a great aunt.
Yeah.
So, like, you're finding a purpose, volunteering
in that way.
more, and the friend you need. I volunteer a lot. I was going to be a teacher, and I couldn't be. And so I felt like this was my teaching venue.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I became a support group leader. A patient advocate, and I do as much as I can with with who that I can, because this is what I'm meant to do.
You know what else is fulfilling? Not only that, sometimes you gotta start small, which is what I've learned. So like, just hobbies, just finding some kind of hobbies that you can do at your house, because it helps you feel good that you can complete a task.
That's true.
And see the finished product. That you can still do that, and then you're like, well, if I can do that, I wonder what else I can do, and then you start
baby steps.
Yeah, you start thinking bigger. I mean, for me, recently, it was just coloring. I just started coloring recently, and I didn't think I could, because of my hands. And my Nana has a coloring book in her room, and I saw it, and I was like, because the adult coloring is like a big thing now. So I always thought it was kind of weird, and I was like, I don't know about that. I was judgmental, and then I tried it, and I was like, this is so relaxing.
What did you use? Crayons or pencils?
Pencils there's like grip cushions that you can put on them.
Yes, there are.
Okay.
So, because it was kind of hard, like the pencils themselves are hard.
Yeah.
But just something as simple as that, it kind of like, I didn't think I could color, and then I'm coloring all this stuff, and I'm like, wow, I can do this. And then in your head, you start experimenting, like, okay, what else I can do?
Yeah.
That's something good too, because I struggle with joint pain.
Me too, yeah.
There are a lot of days that I just don't have it in me to do much, but maybe I could sit and color.
Yeah, or even reading. I mean, just anything.
I do a lot of audible.
Yeah, listening.
That's something to
listening to books.
Give you your own thing.
Yeah.
And we all have this disease. Hopefully there'll be a cure, but right now there is no cure. So we just have to learn to live with it and adapt.
Exactly.
What we do. Like my daughter, kind of similar in your situation. When I was diagnosed, my daughter was 5. So she overheard me talking on the phone to my mother, and I had heard what scleroderma. Well, I knew a little bit about scleroderma from watching the movie about Bob Saget's sister. So, and I hadn't researched it anymore from, the 90s till, now. So, I'm talking to my mom, and I'm like, I think I'm like dying. This is at the peak of, the progression. So I'm tired and losing weight, and then I saw my daughter's reaction to mommy dying. And after that I said, no, like, I can't let her see that. And so, I mean, there were days I would come home from work and, we'd sit on the sofa and, it's sad to see my 5-year-old, bringing me something to drink or, trying to take care of me. And I guess it was kind of denial on my part, or not denial. I accepted I had it, but I didn't want her to see mommy not able to do stuff, not be mommy. So,
sure.
But like things I could do, like I couldn't pick her up.
Right.
She'd have to climb up on a sofa so I could, give her a hug or whatever. But you do change and you do adapt, and you be surprised what your body is capable of, even if you don't know what it's capable of, because now I'm at a state where I'm pretty much normal. I'm probably one of the healthiest scleroderma patients. I lift weights, I do triathlons, and now my daughter is almost 12, and I pick her up off the ground.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. So she clearly weighs a lot more at 12 than she did at 5.
Sure.
So.
But you push yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we always have to relearn doing things and adapting and accepting the fact that we have scleroderma. When I first began after diagnosis, I was very depressed. And it was a discussion of taboo when doctor told me that I could not be pregnant. In like whenever we talked with friends, and I told them I could not be pregnant, and the look in their face was like very different in my community. But I was able to educate them.
Right.
And you won't believe, my mom was like 48 at that time, and she offered to be a surrogate.
Wow.
For a child.
That's amazing.
Oh my
She was
goodness.
like, can I be, a surrogate? And at that time, my desire was to have a kid so badly. Fortunately, I got pregnant. I had my kid. After I had my kid, I was told I need a new lungs, and I went through transplant.
Well, that's its own.
Yes.
Yeah.
And during that time, I wanted to spend time with my newborn. So I had to find a stroller which could carry my oxygen tank. So that's how I adapted to motherhood. There were like so many things I could not go and do it. So I used to have like long tube. If I, in the house, like if I want to play with my toddler, I would go have a long tube and reach every part of the apartment.
That's so smart.
That was like a 50 feet radius with the oxygen.